Hello, Guardians, and welcome to Destiny Reset, episode 204. This show is about anything and everything related to the Destiny franchise. If you love playing Destiny 2 as much as we do, you're in the right place. This reset, the community celebrates Bungie Day, we learn about this year's moments of triumph, and Cyborg shares his adventures at GuardianCon 2019. Hello, Guardians, and welcome. It's AER0KNIGHT and CyborgSasquatch. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Welcome back home.
Thank you. Yes, I am home.
You're back home. Well, you're home for now.
Home for now.
Yes.
No doubt.
Did you have a fun trip, Cyborg?
It was fun. It was a good time. Forgive me, I'm a little out of it today because I woke up at 2:30 a.m. to leave to go home.
Man.
I got a little nap, but I'm just a little rough around the edges until I get a good night's sleep, you know?
Yep, traveling. Well, do it, man. Trying to fit traveling in with everything else. If you guys didn't already know, I think we mentioned it last week, but Cyborg went to GuardianCon, and you just got back this morning, you said, right? Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
About 9:30 this morning. So it's been a day.
Which we're going to hear all about in Reset, I believe.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, excited to tell everybody about the trip.
Can't wait.
And about a fun time at GuardianCon. But, the show must go on, so here we are. And, by the way, happy Bungie Day, man.
Yeah, dude. Happy Bungie Day. It's kind of worked out. We waited till you got back to record so we could read all about that today. Happy Bungie Day to all of you listeners out there. It's exciting. Always exciting.
Yeah.
7/7.
If you don't know, Bungie Day is a community-created holiday. It was not created by Bungie, although they do recognize it officially now as July 7th. But it was created by the community many moons ago. It's a way to celebrate the Bungie community at large. So if you're listening, by the time you hear this, of course, Bungie Day will pass, but you can still celebrate the friendships you've got, both in the Derp fam and the Bungie community at large. Tell somebody you love them.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Or send us some Derp fam discourse. We always love community shout outs and spreading the love.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Well, how about we do a show? Let's get this thing going.
Yeah, I don't think we have any announcements this week. We've told you guys and warned you guys and done all the things about migrating our podcast hosting. I think that's all said and done, and everything's going smooth, hopefully.
Yeah, let us know if you don't find us somewhere where you should, but we are on Spotify now. If you like using Spotify, we're there if you want to queue us up. But still on all the normal feeds that you can find us on. Hopefully we had no hiccups, and we're on our new hosting service that should work better for our uses and better for our listeners.
Exactly.
All right, man. Well, how about some news? You ready for some news?
Yeah, let's do it. It was kind of an interesting week because we didn't get the usual TWA, but we knew we were getting the Bungie Day post, so that's exciting.
That's right. This week at Bungie was away at GuardianCon.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk a little bit about that. But, of course, it being Bungie Day, we did get a post for Bungie Day 2019. And they wrote, "Happy Bungie Day, 7's up, Guardians. Years ago, you, the community, made 7/7 the unofficial celebration of everything Bungie. Fast forward to today, we've kept the name, but it's become the official celebration of all of you, the best community in the solar system. We hope you'll join us today in taking a moment to reflect on all the unforgettable fire teams, friendships, and families that you've made over the years. Each one has contributed to building this amazing community into what it is today. Thank you for everything, Guardians." So next up in the blog post, we get our first preview of the Moments of Triumph, which begin this coming reset, July 9th, they're starting them a good bit early, it feels, this year, huh?
Yeah, I was... I had to go back and look at the roadmap because I'm like, wow, this stuff seems like it's dropping earlier than I thought it was going to. But no, it's right on target.
Yeah, I think last year, between Moments of Triumph and Solstice of Heroes, it kind of just felt like one combined event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Solstice is going to be a little bit later this summer, and we're going to have Moments of Triumph live, I believe, through the end of August. So they detailed some of the things that you'll be able to earn with the Moments of Triumph. You'll be challenged to complete triumphs that span content throughout the solar system, from the Dreaming City to the EDZ. This year will be fairly straightforward. Complete in-game triumphs, unlock rewards. So if you complete 1, you earn the emblem. You complete 5, you can earn the Spera. Complete 10, you can unlock the ship. 15 Moments of Triumphs, and you'll be able to unlock the Moments of Triumph t-shirt in Bungie Rewards. And you'll also be able to complete all Moments of Triumph to unlock a special seal and title, which I think that's a pretty cool.
Yeah, the title's cool.
Like limited time thing. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
They did show off at GuardianCon, and you can see the image here in the post as well, the Moments of Triumph t-shirt, which I think is really cool. It's like a nice deep purple. If it's hard to tell, if you can't quite pin the color, it's like a purplish crimson t-shirt with a gold insignia. Looks really nice. Definitely want to rock that. So once you earn that, you'll get a code, just like other Bungie rewards that you've earned thus far, and you'll be able to purchase that through September 30th. So you have a good little while to redeem and purchase that bad boy. Now, they mention what's available day one. We'll have triumphs for players to complete throughout various activities and releases. Players who own Destiny 2 will have the ability to earn all in-game rewards. In order to earn the 2019 Moments of Triumph t-shirt offer, you will need to own Forsaken. To complete all the triumphs and unlock their title, you'll need to own the annual pass. So they mention the name of some of these triumphs. They go through a whole list. There's also Solstice of Heroes triumphs. So I think that's going to be part of it if you want to earn that title. It's also going to bring Solstice of Heroes some new loot for players to earn this summer. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll have a blog article on July 24th to show off the upcoming event. And they have this pretty cool preview of a statue. I believe that's a statue. It looks like a statue, right?
Looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got one of each class with like some gold embossing around different highlighted elements. Really cool. Yeah. I'd love to have like a die cast of something like that.
That'd be cool, man. The Titan holding the lightning there is super cool.
Oh man, so cool. So Moments of Triumph from July 7th through August 27th. So you'll have a good while. That's 7 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to complete those. And I'm assuming, now I'm sure there's going to be unique ones, but I'm assuming some of these are going to be retroactive.
Right.
You know, if you've completed this or that.
Usually they are. I'm even myself, being an avid Destiny player, getting confused between Moments of Triumph and Solstice. Last year, the armor that we upgraded, that was Solstice, right?
That was Solstice.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So Solstice is Moments of Triumph is more of the yearly, Triumph thing like we've done since Destiny 1 proper.
Yeah.
And Solstice is more of the summer event. And of course, there will probably be some unique gameplay element to that, whether it's going to be replaying missions like we did last year or something new. They haven't really detailed that yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember Solstice last year was the most controversial thing about it was the 3-character grind to get that sweet looking ship.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of work. I think I ended up doing it
I think you did. I remember. Yeah. I don't even think I had 3 characters at that time for Destiny. So I think I had 2.
Yeah.
I actually might have just had 1 main character. But yeah, I remember that. That event definitely went over well though. So it's neat to see it kind of turn into a yearly thing. It's kind of meshing with the moments for sure. The moments of triumph.
I think it's a cool event. I like it. But now it's, it also feels like after the Revelry, like it's kind of losing some of its uniqueness, because Revelry felt like it borrowed from Solstice a little bit, I don't know. We'll see what they do this year. I'm sure they'll always take a little unique spin on it, right?
Right. Yeah. We'll see.
They also had some updates to the Bungie store this week. There's some new swag that you can grab. Some pretty cool looking stuff. Some new t-shirts, new pin. Well, new design on an old take 7th column pin. It's a new color. Pretty cool water bottle. Did you see that little water bottle? It's got a 7th column cap on it.
Yeah, it's cool. That is cool.
Yeah. And then a 5-year Destiny 5-year anniversary poster by Kevin Raganett. If you're familiar, he did a poster like this after D1 year 3, I think it was. I think it was year 2 or year 3. That was pretty cool. Kind of in the sort of chibi, I guess you could call it, art form. Illustrations. Really cool. Worth checking out. And then there's also a sale on some existing items. Pretty good prices on some of these stuff. I grabbed a couple shirts for like $12. And then there's some Bungie Foundation specific items that are new. There's a really nice looking mug that I think might already be sold out, but you can get on the wait list. There's a t-shirt, journal, and then there's this cool little bear. And 100% of the proceeds from these items go to Bungie Foundation. And you also get the exclusive Planet of Peace emblem. Additionally, if you make a purchase this week, you'll get a code for the Sign of Celebration emblem through July 13th, which is a really cool, like purple, almost gunmetal look on the 7th column insignia. This one's really nice looking. I like this emblem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too.
So go on by the Bungie store, get you some new swag. You want to. There's a couple Shadowkeep. There's a couple new Shadowkeep shirts. There's a poster.
Yeah, I love that poster, man. Like you were talking about. I have one of the others. I'm super tempted to get that for sure. And then the Foundation stuff obviously is always tempting as well.
Mm-hmm.
For good reasons.
Good
Any way you can get your hands on a
I'm not going to say how much stuff I bought today. Well, to wrap it up, they threw in some concept art and handpicked a few pieces of some concept art I don't think that we've seen before. Maybe one of these. I want to say maybe the second and third one I've seen, but a few different ones in high res you can grab in 4K, I believe. And then there's also some 4K imagery of some of the new moon environments that look really cool. What do you think about this new architecture, man? And kind of a cool new look.
Yeah, I like it, dude. Yeah. Definitely still get that Lord of the Rings vibe, like you said a few weeks ago.
Definitely. Like Mordor.
Mordor, yeah.
Mordor-esque.
It's cool, though. Yeah. I like the first one as well. It reminds me, this one isn't from the moon, but it reminds me of that, what was the concept art? It looks very similar to like Tower Celebration. You remember which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, this first one.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of along those lines.
Yeah, that's cool.
I
like that they do this stuff.
The parade.
Yeah. It's
concept
just,
art. Yeah.
Here's some cool stuff. Throw it on your
cool background. So, reminder, Moon's haunted.
Yeah.
Get ready to go there.
Was that actually a legit tweet? I saw a subtweet of somebody. Was that actually a legit tweet from... the
NASA account?
Was it actually the NASA account?
I don't know. I didn't look into it too
I
hard.
didn't either, man. I don't want to assume, but man, it sure did look like they actually referenced. I feel like it was a well played joke, but I've just been seeing that pan out on my feed, and I haven't, like you said, done a ton of research.
I need to go see.
But on the surface, it seems pretty cool.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, so that was the official news for Bungie this week. Couple things worth mentioning, or at least one thing they didn't throw into this post, but the tribute hall begins this reset. Mm-hmm. Now, we haven't gotten any official documentation or anything on what tribute hall is in the game, so I'm very interested. I know that, of course, this past week, there was some stuff data mined and the like, where you can find out a little information. If you're really, really keen, you can go search the old subreddits and find some stuff. But we still don't know necessarily what the activity or the mechanic is there. So I'm interested to see what this is.
I actually had, and I think some stuff actually was already in game, because I had a little icon of like a tribute pop up when I completed a triumph. And
yeah, there's kind of like, we've seen this bug before, but there's some triumphs that you can accidentally complete that are related to the tribute hall. I've had a couple of them.
I think mine was Saladin's tribute or something.
Yeah. So there's something to do with that, of course. But we don't know what else. So I'm interested to see what that is, this reset.
Yeah.
If it's just like some unique things we'll be doing in the game, or if it's a whole new activity, or if it's just some mechanic.
Yeah, who knows? I can't remember if mine was maybe not Saladin, maybe it was raid related. I can't remember, but yeah, interesting nonetheless to see how it pans out.
Yep. So that's gonna show up. I think that's all the other news now. GuardianCon related, and we'll talk more about this year's event coming up in Reset. But worth noting, GuardianCon, they announced at the end of the convention this year that the name is being changed once again, if you're familiar, it was once DestinyCon, but they're changing it this coming year to Gaming Community Expo, GCE, and they announced it will take place June 27th and 28th in 2020. It will still be in Orlando at the same resort, which is the Rosin, what was it called? Rosin Shingle Creek in Orlando, Florida. So look forward to that. Save the dates. I'd love. I
think they're doing the classic too. It's GCX for Expo.
Oh yeah, is it GCX?
I think it's, okay. Their actual Twitter handle is GCX. You never know if they're going to do E or X for Expo. Good old PAX.
Yeah, true that. I guess that's kind of the industry styling now.
Right. That's the yeah. But it is nice. They moved it a week before the 4th. So
yeah,
we may have to have ourselves a Derp Fam mansion.
Something like that. I'd recommend, I know everybody wants the mansion. I'd recommend just going, staying at the convention place itself.
Yeah, you did recommend that. We might just have to get
it's so inclusive,
several rooms in a line.
Yeah, just get a big block of Dirt Fam rooms. That'd be the way to go. But there are some other things that they showed off at the convention that Bungie showed off. We did get a sneak peek of a new exotic machine gun that I think it's Aurum Effects, Eric Newgard, who's done a lot of prop work for Bungie over the years. You've probably seen a lot of his work. I think they used to be called Impact Props, right?
Yes. Yep.
So, yeah, and he's split off and is now called Aurum. But he had created like this physical machine gun. He didn't know, he couldn't tell us the name, what it does, anything. He just was commissioned to create it. So I got to see it up close, and it looked really cool. It had this insect.
Yeah, dude, I saw pictures of
amber in the middle. It looked like an enormous yellow jacket.
It was wicked looking.
It was pretty cool. They also had the prop of Eris Morn's hand cannon.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I'd wrote it down because they gave me the name of it.
It was something lullaby, wasn't it? Loud lullaby, something lullaby.
I think that's it.
Because I was checking my Twitter every night to kind of see. I was checking your Twitter feed too, just to see pics and this and that. And then I came across the machine gun. I was like, oh wow, that looks cool. And then I forget. I want to say it was on a little snippet of something. I saw that as well. Something lullaby. I feel like it's loud.
Pretty much most everything was under glass, but I did get to take a look at it up close, and it looked pretty cool.
Very cool.
It was very sweet. So those are some things we got to see. They showed off about a 30-second clip of some environment footage from the moon that we got to see. That was really neat.
I watched that.
And then, of course, there were a number of panels and things that Bungie participated in over the weekend that you'll want to go watch. Right now, if you want to go see them, you can go to the GuardianCon Twitch page. Now, you'll have to pull up the videos of each day's like main stage, it's like a 9-hour or whatever video, and kind of sort through it to get to the footage. But you can, I know, at least watch the main stage stuff. They have the ride along panel that they did about 0 Hour and the Whisper Quest. They had Bungie's opening ceremony thing they did. There was, what else did they did? Tales from the End Game, which I missed this, but it was apparently a really good feedback and engagement panel where people were able to talk and stand up and tell Bungie things they've enjoyed or give feedback on the annual pass and stuff from this year. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can go check out. Some of it I've still got to go and try to catch the whole thing. We don't have synopses or anything on anything, but there was notable tidbits and stuff here and there, but I'd encourage you to go and try to check those out if you can.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that is everything in the news of Bungie this week.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, we talked about this in a previous episode or two leading up to this, but I love, like we said, it used to be called DestinyCon, then it was GuardianCon, and they've had a goal to make this a kind of a larger scale gaming convention for a while, but I love that the roots of it, they've even acknowledged it, Githalion and stuff on Twitter, all stemmed from Destiny and the Destiny community, and I love that Bungie is, embraced that, and they've their presence has been bigger and bigger each year, it seems like, as well. So it's really cool to see that at the end.
Yeah, they did a lot this year. Going from, last year being their first year as an exhibitor, they really upped the game this year and had a lot going on if you're a Bungie fan. And that was really cool. I mean, there's constantly something to check out or play or watch or people to engage with, and a lot of fun stuff. So, if you're a serious Bungie fan and you want to kind of have an opportunity to interact or to just kind of rub elbows with whatever they have going on, they were there for you.
Yep,
for sure.
It's neat, very neat.
Yeah, neat
stuff.
Neat.
It's so
So
neat.
Arrow, why? I mean, I'm just totally out of touch this week while I was gone. How was your reset?
Wow, dude. Yeah, I did the usual. I haven't played the last couple nights, 4th of July and stuff, having fun with the family, but I did fit in some nights earlier in the reset, and we haven't recorded for a good almost a week and a half, so
right.
I couldn't even remember if I was able to say that I got my Revoker our last episode, and I don't think I had. We had Lego on, and he and I actually played some comp together after we recorded, went on an absolute tear, and I think it was like 500 or 600, if that, maybe just 300 or 400 from hitting the 3,500 you need. And I finished that off with some solo comp a few nights later, and boom, there's my revoker. And man, I gotta say, dude,
nice.
Like I was and still am pleasantly surprised with this sniper rifle. I was thinking, the pinnacle perk's okay, get a shot back, that's never a bad thing. Is it really going to compare to my snapshot quick draw beloved? And sure enough, dude, like I haven't been able to put the thing down. I really was thinking the gun model alone was going to be a turnoff for me, because the gun model is a big deal to me, but that scope, dude, the scope on the thing is amazing, and it feels good. Yeah, it's quick. I've probably thrown up 3 or 4 different videos and clips of just, I took it into Rumble, and I just instantly was just tearing it up with the thing. And then I'm like, you know what, I've been sweating it like crazy in Rumble. Let's take this thing into quick play and just kind of have a little bit more chill. And I think I posted a clip on Twitter and my YouTube channel just from one game, dude. And it was, I think, 34 opponents defeated, and I would say 75% of them were with that thing and not my recluse. And it just feels crispy, dude. And that's how a sniper should feel. And again, I'm just surprised. I thought I was going to get it. It was a challenge to get it and then just throw it in my vault. But it's still on my character, dude. I'm still using it and I'm enjoying it. I recommend to anyone who is second guessing it to get it. I snipe a lot, but every sniper misses. And it is nice, I got to say, while I would have preferred a different pinnacle perk to kind of get you in the zone more, it's nice to get that shot back. I will say it's never a bad thing, because you do miss sometimes.
How do you feel about like the perk set on the weapon and like how you're using it? Like, do you find that it's an advantage in any way? Like,
as far as that pinnacle perk,
using the gun, yeah.
No, man, like I don't even really think about, I heard some, different rumblings of like, maybe you're less afraid to take the shot. I guess maybe I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just going in with my normal sniper game. If I missed, wow, boom, +1. A few seconds later, there's my shot back. I guess you could maybe potentially play a little bit more, spontaneous, if you will. But I really, I don't see a sniper really changing their game much. You're shooting for the headshot. You're shooting to get the kill. If you miss, then it's like, okay, cool. You're not necessarily going to take any more or less crazy of shots. You throw your Icarus mod on there if you want to get some crazy jump shots and stuff like that. But at least for me, it hasn't, I don't really have that pinnacle perk in the back of my mind. It's just like, okay, I was like, wow, I forgot. Okay, I got another shot that works. But you're running 2 scavenger perks and you get so much ammo anyways. If you can stay alive, you're fine. But more so, just the gun model and the feel of the sniper, like I'm really surprised with how much I'm enjoying it. I don't think I've gotten my beloved back out since I got it, so I'm just extremely surprised with that, because the beloved feels amazing. But man, snapshot and quick draw on that beloved is lightning fast. I think maybe I mentioned this last episode, but it took me a good night or two to get used to that thing. It was just so fast, dude. It's super, super quick. But
do you think just on its own, like how it's set up, just makes it a good enough sniper that it feels worth the effort?
The Revoker?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know how I would have answered that. I probably would have said, nah, maybe don't mess with getting it before I got it myself. But if you like to snipe at all, I highly recommend just putting in some time and getting the Revoker, because I've been surprised by it. And I have been a sniper since, 6 months into D1 when I really started to get in the Crucible, and I have really enjoyed it. So, I mean, I would say worth it, definitely. And especially with how they've set up the comp part of it this season. It's really nice to not go backwards and just, we talked about that. It's nice to just progress as you win. And if you lose, other than losing your streak, of course that stinks, but it's kind of a nice change for sure. But yeah, 100%. If you like to snipe it all, I highly recommend getting the Revoker. I thought the gun model alone was going to be enough for me to just put it down, and again, I wasn't. It's still on my Hunter right now because I've been spending some time in the Crucible on my Hunter. But so ton of Crucible. I don't know what's going on this season, if I've just been playing so much PvE the past season or two that I always love the Crucible, but I logged in a couple different nights this reset, and I'm like, man, I have some stuff I need to go do in PvE, but I really just want to go pop some domes with my sniper rifle. So I've just kind of logged in. Like I said, I even went back in the Rumble playlist, dude. Like I was just goofing around in Rumble probably for a good solid 5 to 10 games one evening, just having a good time. So I did start the Truth and the Lumina quests. I've kind of put off getting Truth, and now that I'm running Revoker and Recluse, however you want to say it, I'm like, okay, you know what? I do have room for Truth, so I think I might spend some time on that. So I've tried to sync up those quests because there's some strike and rocket launcher kills and stuff that you can kind of line up a little bit. But I want to say I'm probably over halfway on both of them, hoping to finish those up in the next couple days.
On Lumina as well?
Yes. Yep. On Lumina as well.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up Lumina. I didn't. I literally haven't played on my Destiny account all week.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
In Lumina, that was a big deal, but I just had so much to do before I went out of town. I just couldn't start it or anything, and so I know a lot of people worked on that and were able to pick up Lumina this week, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
I know the quest is kind of long, right?
Yeah,
at least like 3-4 hours or so to work through it, would you say, or do you think it's longer?
No, I think it's at least that long. How long? You have Truth, right? Truth is what, just a couple hours, was it?
Yeah, like Truth was probably maybe 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
It took me longer than it should have because I was like struggling with the last strike. But
I remember you talking about that. Yeah. I mean, I was working on both of them. Like I said, there's a little bit of an overlap where you can kind of line up some Nightfall stuff, I think. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I want to say I may not be quite halfway through Lumina. But quite a few of the Dirt Fam that I was running with this week already had it, and it's an interesting gun. It's so
last time we talked, we really had no idea what it was totally going to be like. Now they had put out a trailer, of course, that showed it off a little more, and kind of what people had been almost assuming that the antithesis to Thorn would be like a gun that buffs your teammate. It sounded ridiculous in theory, but yet here we are.
Yeah. It's cool.
It looks pretty cool from what I've seen. Now I know to proc this perk that allows you to shoot your teammates and heal and buff them. I think you've got to get a kill first, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not 100%. Just been trying to get the thing. Yeah. Now again, some of my fire team was trying to pull it off. And, did you see too? Before I forget, did you see that video that Fallout put up where he was trying to do some Crucible testing with it, and I think his girlfriend was trying to work with him on it, and he shot the Lumina to hit him with it, and it wrapped around like 180 degrees auto aim.
Oh yeah, it like aggressively tracks your teammate.
Yeah. How funny was that?
I saw that.
Yeah, that was
really
good.
Funny.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to getting it again. Some of my fire team was kind of messing around with it while we were running and doing some stuff. But now you do get the big surprise as far as potentness is you get Rose.
Yeah, you get to keep a legendary version of a Rose, right?
Yes, and apparently I've already watched several videos, but apparently it's pretty crispy in the Crucible. Apparently after you unlock the perks on Rose, you can pull it from your collections to get a ranged masterwork version of it. and apparently it's kind of toasty, crispy, and nice in the Crucible, which I don't have my perks fully unlocked. I think I'm just a couple in on it, but
so
I'm tempted to try
I
it out.
got to play with both Lumina and
Nice,
Rose
Yep.
at GuardianCon on the accounts they had, and they both feel really good, but Rose feels really, really good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. And the range on it's nice. It's crispy. I think it's a 150.
Yes.
And yeah, the PvP Guardians out there seem to really be liking it. So I can't wait to get
it could
fully
be the new
unlocked.
hotness.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think it's really cool as well. Just the quest overall and how they're doing it. Like, you're actually getting the original Thorn, you're not a copy anymore.
Right.
Like, you're taking the actual original Thorn that spoilers, Shin Malphur leaves for you, and you're going through this process of cleansing Thorn back into Rose, I pretty much, right? And then turning it into something completely new, which this is kind of a cool idea. I mean, we've been through quests in the past where you take, like Polaris Lance and even what was the exotic from Dark Below?
Necrochasm?
Yeah, I was like Necro something.
You were close, yep.
Yeah, you're taking another gun and like transforming it yourself. But this is like the first light based weapon that you are, as a Guardian, like creating your own exotic. I think that's a pretty cool concept.
Yeah, and it kind of threw everybody off too, because we assumed, and we should have known, I guess. We talked about it on the episode, I guess, when the roadmap came out. But we're like, Lumina, is that the name of the quest? Like, everybody thought it was going to be Rose, and then they knew what they were doing.
Right.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool that we do get to like keep an actual like Rose hand cannon.
It is, yeah.
And then Lumina, the new version. I just love how they're doing all this.
Yeah.
I saw as well like some tweets from one of the writers that is kind of over like Shin and like a lot of this lore and stuff, and he was talking about how somebody asked like, are we ever going to actually see Shin Malphur in the game? And he mentioned, if it was up to him, like, we'll never see Shin. Like, he's always in the back, like the background of what's going on in our world, because he's kind of like a legend. Like these tales are kind of like legends that flavor the world of Destiny, and in a way we're kind of interacting and like on the fringe of what that is. But he mentions like that he wants those things to remain a little mysterious, and we're kind of the new legend, and you don't want to like overpower the uniqueness and everything of the Guardian by putting too many other legendary characters in his path, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a nice, idea and a good way of handling it.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
There was a guy cosplayed as Shin Malphur at GuardianCon, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's very cool. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, man, there's just I don't know what's been going on this reset too. I'm having another one of those resets where I'm really just missing trials. Maybe it was talking to Lego about it last week, but there's so many potent loadouts right now, and overall I'm just having so much fun in the Crucible, and these legendary loadouts, and we got Austringer and these snipers. There's several snipers that feel amazing, and it's just really taking me back to running trials on Friday nights, man, and being in that last game and that last round and pulling off some crazy snipes. And I don't know, it's just, I'm missing it. I'm really missing it this reset. I'm hoping we get some sort of trials equivalent this fall, dude.
Yeah.
I just miss that competitive PvP end game. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what I did every Friday, man. Like,
talking about it last week with you guys. Last episode really made me miss that unique experience, and like even as much as I had played it, and then I have so many friends that would love to do that, and I'd enjoy playing those kind of activities with. Man, it'd be awesome to get something back.
Yeah, man, there was so much. I think we talked about even this aspect last week, but yeah, I mean, it was every Friday night, dude, in Destiny 1. We knew we were all going to meet up, and then we would run our normal crew and attempt, get to the lighthouse. And then after we got to the lighthouse, we would bring in some other dirt fam and run them as far as we could. And it was just a good time, dude. I just miss it. I miss the plays, dude. It was so fun working as a team. It was so fun for everybody to get their chance to pull off their clutch hero moments. I don't know what's going on this reset. I'm missing it. I'm missing it.
I get it, man. I get it.
Wow.
Well, what else did you get into this week? Anything else?
That's pretty much the gist of it, dude. I spent a good chunk of my play sessions just having some fun in the Crucible. There's not really anything I've been grinding once I got Revoker. I kind of wouldn't mind having the Mountaintop more so for PvE aspect than PvP, but I don't know if I can. Ever since they nerfed my Flash and Thunder, I don't know if I can get through that quest with grenade launchers. I know it's possible, but it's an interesting play style.
A lot of people are boosting it right now.
Yeah.
Like just getting it, like searching for like LFGing for lobbies with people and stuff, and like getting into lobbies and just letting people boost it.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants it right now so much for PvE.
Yeah, it's a beast.
Because it's like one of the best, like apparently the best combination for boss DPS is Mountaintop and Anarchy. Like who'd have thought?
Right. Yeah, it's pretty random right now, but yeah, that's several videos I've watched too, and different things. People are like, yeah, Mountaintop's insane for boss DPS right now.
Yeah,
so it's interesting.
So my friends are all doing it. I'm just like, oh man, I don't know if I can bring myself to do another pinnacle quest like that this season. Like I should, but I don't know. I'm trying to take it a little easier. I don't know. Yeah,
you said you were going to do that this season. I still at some point would like to get the broadsword, but I've got to. I guess I could keep doing what I've been doing this reset for the rest of the season, but there's always so much to do now, man. Like it's hard. You almost have to pick and choose. It's almost like picking what games you're going to buy in the fall. This day and age, it's like, okay, what is going to be my focus this season? Because there's, we're getting what we asked for a long time. There's so much to do. It's difficult to fit it in one season, at least the way we play the game, like we're playing a few hours, a handful of evenings throughout a reset, and it's takes a little bit to get some of the stuff done. So
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know if I'll get Mountaintop or not, but I've been having fun in the Crucible. If I'm jumping in Rumble, I'm full on back in my Crucible mindset, because I love taking my my hand cannon sniper loadout into Rumble with all the chaperone shotties that are running around, and see if I can pull off some wins.
Yeah.
It can get a little sweaty, but it's fun. So, but you haven't. You basically missed all your Destiny play this reset, right? Because
I'll
hit up some GuardianCon.
I'll probably get a little bit of play in maybe tonight, and then if I can jump in tomorrow night, before reset, might be able to get a couple things done. I need to try to get the raid challenge this week done if I can. Yeah. I don't know what else. I'll try to maybe. I probably should jump in the Menagerie heroic.
Yeah, before that. Yeah,
and kill that guy.
I'm thinking the farming
expires.
I've got an Austringer to still try to get before the 9th. Yep.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna have to do some farming tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still hunting that Eye of the Storm rangefinder Austringer, so I might have to do that a little bit. Oh,
goodness. Yep, I'm going to be grinding hard tomorrow night.
There's that.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, dude, tell us more about your GuardianCon.
Oh, yeah. Adventure. So GuardianCon was fun. You know, I enjoy going every year. Partly because I just like the opportunity to see friends that I will not see anywhere else, right? Unless you like have some, you know, you're close in proximity, or you have some other meetup or some other reason to see some of your friends that you play with or in the community. Like for me, GuardianCon is one of the best opportunities I have to see friends that are from all over the place and like see a lot of them in one weekend. So I love that aspect of GuardianCon. It's just like a rallying point for community members. And so that's like probably the biggest motivator for where I go. Now it doesn't hurt that Bungie started doing stuff.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
And I'm a big nerd and I want to go and be a part of all that, you know, and see all that going on and stuff. So, but I got in, what day was it? I got in the 3rd and hung out some. I stayed with, my buddy Better Off Blue and, Arrow with a W, who we just call his real name Alec, because it's hard to introduce people as Arrow who have not met you. And I'm like, no, but not that Arrow, a different Arrow. So
he actually spells it like an arrow, I believe.
Yeah.
Correct? Yes.
So this is Alec. Stay with those guys who I enjoy their company immensely. And so we got to spend a lot of time together hanging out and goofing around, you know,
cool.
and doing different stuff, playing some games and watching some fun things on TV and stuff, movies. And we watched some Stranger Things. We were there, some season, which was really good. Gotta watch that if you're into that. And then the day before, on the 4th, went to a meetup and got to hang out with some community members, couple Bungie devs that were there and stuff, and that was cool. And people were doing karaoke, which was a lot of fun. And I was gonna sing, but by the time I got a chance to like pick a song, there was like a list. I think it was like 40 people. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to get to sing. So I think I
saw a video of Cool Guy singing a bit.
Yeah, a lot of people did. It was really fun. A lot of people were like surprisingly good too, which I loved. And some people like belting up there. It was great. And played some pool though with some folks, and that was really fun. And then went back to the resort where the con is held, because at the resort, there's like 15 restaurants, couple like standalone, or I think maybe just one is a standalone bar, and that one is open late. And so that's where people had congregated late that night. And so we went, and met up with some folks and hung out with some more people. You know, there's like a lot of people I get to see every year, and then met some folks I had never met before that I like or appreciate, and get to hang out and just talk to people, catch up. It's like, it's different, like talking on Twitter or, Reddit or even playing the game, but then like actually physically standing with somebody and like talking to them and like giving somebody a handshake or a good hug. Like there's just, human experience. There's nothing like it. So it's really cool. And it feels great to be able to talk face to face to somebody that you know and appreciate, and I just really enjoy that element. 'Cause that's hard to get in some online communities. I mean, some people you may know for years and years. And I have friends that I play with, I've known for 4+ years, never met them, in person. So like that aspect should not be ignored of GuardianCon, that you get to do that. So then, the day the convention started proper, got in and there were, Bungie was doing stuff all through the weekend. I mentioned earlier in the show, there was multiple panels. They had their, kind of their opening, they had an hour of, on the main stage. First day, they gave out belts to all the past world's first
so cool.
raid winners, which was really cool. That they got to like go on stage, given their belt by the Big Show wrestler, if you're not familiar.
Cool. Yeah.
Big Destiny fan. And get to get their moment of like recognition and everybody cheering them on, and that's really cool and adds like a level of prestige to that achievement, that's hard earned for a lot of those people that did it. It was really cool, like the first one going back and like guys who had gotten world first in the vault, so many years ago.
That is neat, man. Yeah, that's
really
neat.
cool. I thought that was that one, like that one and the King's Fall, like teams like those stuck out to me big time. It's like big moments, like very very historical, if you will, in terms of like the Destiny community. And then so if you've paid attention to what Bungie had planned, there was 72 playable stations, and the game was Control to 200, 6v6. And what you could do is get in line and wait to play a Control match. And when you completed it, you got a Gambit token, kind of like a Gambit coin, which was really nice, high quality, like really cool little thing. And then you could get into another line and play against another team and wager that coin, so you had to put the coin back and you put it in this big bowl. And whoever won got a unique to GuardianCon, one time only pin that was really cool looking. So I went in the first day and we wagered and we lost. We got absolutely smashed by this team. Like, did not see them coming. Like, I don't know what happened. Our team choked. To put it in perspective, I was the top of the leaderboard that game, and that's not good. I should never be atop of the leaderboard with who I was playing with. So we just didn't play together well as a team. So we're like, okay, but I wanted to go back in, and I was going to try to like go back through like 2 or 3 times, like get a couple coins so I could like wager a couple more times, like win this thing and then have one to bring home. But unfortunately, like the demand was so high for people that wanted to do this, that there was too many people, and they had to shut down the line early the first day and just totally stop taking people because it was getting a little out of control. Like people, there was these big long queues, but then people would be like on the fringe of the queue, just coming and trying to get in line. They just couldn't handle it. Like it was like half the con was trying to get in these lines, which the capacity was, I think 9,000 people or 9,000 tickets, I want to say, is what they sold. There's probably, maybe half or 2/3 that there at any given moment, I would guess. So that was kind of crazy. So I was like, all right, c'est la vie, I'll get there early the next day and, try again. And I'll just kind of have to hang out and like grind it out to get this happening, because I was really motivated. I really wanted this pin. If you know me, I collect a bunch of pins.
I was gonna say, if you don't know, Cyborg is a pin collector.
Yeah, this is about as exclusive as it gets. They even, some of the devs there, I was talking with them, they even said like we like they're not even letting the Bungie staff have this. Like this is the only way you can get these. So they were serious about it. Like, and that, it's a cool thing about Bungie. Like they don't break their own rules. And I really appreciate that, like from a culture perspective, like how they are reverent about player reward and like things not like being one thing up front and another behind the scenes. Right. So I think that's kind of cool. But, so, the rest of that day, like I hung out, I got to look, there was a ton of artists, like a lot of Destiny artists, that were at the convention with tons of really cool stuff. I got to meet some artists I hadn't met before, hang out with some that I did know. A lot of them had really cool stuff to offer, and I was able to get some things from a couple of them that I wanted. And a lot of them, I mean, the majority of them that I saw and followed on Twitter, like, sold out of their stuff, which I was really happy to see for them. Because a lot of them were doing like things for St. Jude, like putting proceeds of St. Jude, and a lot of them work really hard, have to put up money and pay for prints and stuff. So it was like a really big risk for them to go out and do that. So I was happy that they got a good reception.
Yeah.
And there was like other stuff to do. Gearbox was there. I got to play Borderlands 2 the second day, which was really fun. It felt really good. Like, felt more, the gunplay, like, itself, like, was more enjoyable in my opinion than any of the previous Borderlands of what I played. So I was really impressed. We only got about like 10 minutes with the game, but it was fun. And oh my gosh. All right. I said this in a tweet, but like, the most fun thing that I did. So they had their arcade. They always have their arcade at GuardianCon, but they were smart that this year they put the arcade in like this long hall area that you have to walk through to get into the con. So there was like tons and tons of stuff. They had like cathode ray or like CRT TVs, like old TVs hooked up to like NES, all these old cabinets, and like, I mean, just anything under the sun you could think of. But they had this new arcade cabinet, and our buddy Fallout Plays actually told me about it before the con started, and he was like, you gotta check this game out. And he was trying to explain it to me. It's 5v5. It's a 2-sided cabinet, 5 people on each side, and it's called Killer Queen. I'm not even going to try to describe how this game is played, but it is the most fun and addictive arcade game I've ever played, especially with other people. It's so simple, but also so fun. Mm-hmm. And if you've ever played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but go look it up. If you've got like a local like arcade, like, there's like barcade type places that are really popular now. So if you've got somewhere like a good arcade that gets like newer arcade cabinets, like, check out and see if they have it, because it's mega fun and addictive. I think we might have played a total of like 4 to 6 hours of this game. Wow. There, like, nice. We just kept coming back and just playing it over and over and over. It was really fun.
Give you like that old school couch co-op fun.
Yeah, so apparently a version of the game is coming to Nintendo Switch this year.
Ooh.
Which is going to be really fun. I'm going to make sure everybody I can think of knows about it when it does come out. This is going to be a great game. Like, if it's out when you guys have the Dirt Fam meetup, I swear it's all you're going to play.
Yeah.
I don't know how
they usually have a Switch hooked up.
Yeah, but if y'all get like a couple, 2 or 3 Switches, and it has like the local like gameplay stuff you can do, like, I swear it's all you'll play. So that was a lot of fun. Man, what else did we get into the first day? I didn't end up doing much in the evenings, the days of the con, because I was so tired from like standing in line and walking around and doing different stuff that I just was kind of like, I'll just kind of take it easy, so I'll be rested for the next day. Because I have a habit of like totally overexerting myself and coming back like complete toast. I was like, this year I'm going for 4 days. I got to come back, be worth something, to my family and to my job when I get back. So I was like, I got to pace myself a little bit.
Take it a little easier.
Yeah. But, all the Bungie stuff was really cool. There were a ton of the weapon props that Aurum had there that were really awesome. I mean, they had the Whisper. There was the Touch of Malice that they did years ago. They had 2 different versions of Ace of Spades that were like absolutely gorgeous. They had, of course, Eris Morn's hand cannon. I think we talked about that earlier. The new machine gun that we're going to see from Shadowkeep. A whole bunch of different stuff. The Sunshot from the D2 reveal. You remember that. They had a really nice looking, what is it called? A hand cannon, Better Devils. It was like a blue one. That looked really cool. There was all kinds of stuff he had to show off. So that was pretty neat. And then I didn't get a chance, like, because honestly, the lines were super long, but more like Guardiana was there the whole weekend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people got to meet her, and like she was literally like parked at a table at the Bungie area like 2 days straight.
Just that's what I saw.
Line people just going through and going through and going through. That she was very popular.
Very cool.
I think it was great. I mean, I think it's awesome how much recognition she's getting for that role that she's done. The Big Show is there. Same thing, like super long lines when he did like, I think an hour or 2 hour like meet and greet at the Bungie thing. So I didn't myself get to talk to him, but I saw him and he's enormous. He's a big dude. But I did get to talk, like, in the times that I was waiting or like hanging around, like I did get to talk to a number of Bungie devs, like either for a minute or like 5 or 10 minutes a couple times. And that was really fun. I got to talk to one of the senior world artists, and he's worked on stuff like Whisper and 0 Hour and Shattered Throne, and like got to ask really random questions that I've wondered about those designs and stuff like that, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool because I mean, you and we just had our 200th episode. We've been doing this long enough now and had such amazing support from our listeners and community and stuff. Like, we're multiple events into talking with some of these people, right? So
yeah,
it's kind of cool to have that ongoing relationship. Again, very fortunate to be able to have been to several events, but it's neat, like when you went, you knew several of the team that was already going to be there because you've met them before, right? And it's just cool that we're able to do that. It's neat, and then bring it back to the show and talk about it and stuff. So very cool.
Yeah. So the second day, man, I'm just heartbroken about this. Like, so we got in early. Yeah. I got in one of the first lines to play to get another coin so I could wager, and we go in, and I stacked the team the best I could. Like, we had a bunch of good players, and I recruited Fallout Plays to like come in and be a ringer for us, right? And I was like, all right, you got to be team captain, like call some plays. We're gonna make this happen, right? So first match, we go in and to get our coin, and we did excellent. Everybody was feeling really good and loosened up, and the way that the wager match kind of lined up, like who we were going to play, we ended up against a team with like I think it was maybe like a 4 stack, and then one random guy, and then Swain Stash. And we had a pretty good match going, but we were ahead 30-40 points for the first half of the match, and then they kind of started to close it. We had 20 points. I remember I'm looking at the clock, really paying attention. 20 points. We had 1:15. I'm like, all right, guys, like, this is our match. Like, keep it tight. Don't feed kills. Like, control these points. We're going to do fine. This is our game, and I'm sitting here confident, like, all right, great, man. I'm so happy, that we're going to get this, and I was going to get what I wanted out of it. Man, they came back in like 30 seconds and closed the gap and got the lead, and we lost by 4 points.
No.
4 points.
Man.
It was tough. It was really tough to lose, but I was happy, like, at the very least I was playing somebody I knew that I definitely respected, and he played hard, and all the guys on the team played hard, and they earned it, But the problem is that I was like, okay, tough loss, but I got to jump back in there. So I'm going to go get something to drink and jump back in the line to get another token and go wager again. Well, I did that and came back and they closed the line because there was just too many people. Yeah. I was like, all right. And they said, come back in 30 minutes. Come back in 30 minutes. Still closed. Hung out for a while and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to, I wasn't like, throwing a temper tantrum or anything, like feeling sorry for myself, but I was just like, yeah, I don't know. There's other fun stuff to do. Like maybe I shouldn't just focus on doing this. And so I kind of like did other stuff for a while. And I walked back over there to kind of check on the line like an hour or two later, and it was gone. And come to find out, the fire marshal came in. There were so many people trying to get into these lines that the fire marshal was just like, y'all have to shut this down. Wow. Like there's too many people in this space trying to get in and like squish in. It was just crazy how much demand there was for people to like get these Gambit coins and earn these pins. Like it was like the whole con the whole time was just trying to get in line for this stuff, and they weren't prepared for it. I feel either they weren't prepared or there just wasn't enough space, period. So they shut the line down and they're like, yeah, we're just not gonna be able to do this anymore today. Well, later on that afternoon, they ended up lining people outside the convention center through the arcade and through all the entrance area. And we're just like, you can stand in this line. We are not guaranteeing you get to play. You probably won't. And you can stand here if you want. And I kind of like gave up at that point because there was like, when I found out about this, there was like probably hundreds and hundreds of people in line. I was like, I don't think this is going to work out for me.
Yeah. Wow.
I had even resorted to like getting on Twitter and be like, I will pay money for 2 Gambit coins. Like, I just want to go in and try to like do a wager match, but couldn't get any biters.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I'm only disappointed that I walked away with nothing. Like, and it is what it is. Like, it's a wager, right? But I'm just disappointed I didn't at least have a Gambit coin out of it.
Yeah, something.
Like,
yeah.
So mad. But it was a cool
stinks.
experience, and that's what it's really about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about stuff. It's not about stuff.
It stinks though.
Yeah. But so I'd played I think I mentioned I'd played Borderlands that day, the second day, in some in between time, and that was pretty cool. And what else did we do that day? I don't even remember. Overall, it was a really fun event. I would encourage, I know a lot of people that couldn't come this year, and they said, love to come next year, love to come next year. A lot of, sometimes you hear that and everybody's like, oh yeah, next year. But like, I would come next year. Mm-hmm. This year was definitely worth it. Just because the event itself is fun. There's lots of stuff to do, compared to like even a couple years ago, there wasn't as much to do sometimes, and you had to kind of make your own fun. Like, there's a ton of stuff to do all through the day. If you're a gamer, if you're a nerd, whatever, like there's tons of different things to do. There's booths and people selling all kinds of cool stuff, like Dungeons and D&D stuff, like dice, like custom dice, and like, I don't know, man. There's so many different vendors and cool things to check out. And the venue, like the resort itself, has tons of restaurants. It's got a whole hotel in it. There's got a really nice pool with like a awesome pool, bar, and grill that had like excellent food. Like everywhere I went there, the food was great. Mm-hmm. Not too badly priced, like kind of mid-range. They had a coffee shop in there. I got coffee from every day. It was really convenient. Like, and it's all inside, air conditioned. Like, everybody worries about the Florida heat, but you could stay inside the whole time if you wanted to.
That was because, was that the year before, whenever like the lines to get in were outside?
Oh yeah, the second year.
Yeah, second year.
That it was at the one of the Tampa convention centers. Yeah, that was pretty rough. Yeah. You don't have to deal with any of that this year. You come in and you can go through security inside. You can wait to get in inside, like all that stuff. So it's a nice experience. And there's, tons of meetups, like all different creators were having meetups at different places, at the resort itself and other places. There were meet and greets for all type. And I'll say this year, especially compared to years in the past, the opportunity to go through meet and greets, like if you want to meet Datto, if you want to meet, I don't know, just like any of your favorite creators, compared to previous years, the wait times were far, far less.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just because everybody's kind of got it out of their system now, like meeting them for the first time, but the lines were not insane like they have been in the past. And like all those people were out and about, like they would have meet and greets and I'd see them like 5 times through the con just hanging out.
Yeah.
And you could go and talk to them. Like everybody there is accessible and want to talk to you and talk to other people. It's just a great, really fun weekend to go and do, especially like if you can go with your family, if you want to bring, your immediate family, if you want to bring a bunch of your friends that you play with, like this is a great kind of like experience to go and do something like that with, because there's stuff you can do together and then you can kind of go do your own thing and spend time doing what you enjoy too. So I would encourage people to check it out, and I'd love to see a lot of our community come out next year so we can have some fun.
Yeah, I hope so, dude. I hope next year, especially following the week before the 4th, I hope it's be another big year. Maybe we can finally see each other again and have a steak dinner. We still have never had that steak. Yeah, we've joked because we had our steak and shake dinner the year we went together. Was that a year or two now? Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago now.
2 years ago. Wow, it's crazy. But yeah, we still have to have that steak dinner.
Yes, indeedy.
Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time, dude. Hopefully your recovery will be quick.
Yeah, I think once I have a good night's sleep tonight, I'll be good to go.
Yeah. We won't record.
Just feeling it tonight. Yeah. I got like 2.5 hours of sleep, and then like, oh man, I don't even know if I brought it up, but I had to like sprint 2 miles through the Atlanta airport to catch my connecting flight because my flight came in late, and it was already like really, really tight to begin with. So yeah,
that's never fun. It's like old school Russian to or anything like that, dude. Reminds me of being like back in grade school when the bell rings and you're rushing to get lunch in the cafeteria.
Oh yeah, definitely.
To get the seat you want and or the food. It's like anything like that is just if easily can be stressful, man. Like rushing from, you're just waiting to get off your plane because you know there's a chance you might not even make your next flight.
Yeah, that's pretty much was it. Like I was trying to be polite, like not be rude to anybody. I was like, excuse me, let me through. Please let me through. Please let me out of here.
And then you get on those little like escalators, the flat ones that you can basically do like
they didn't have any of those, man.
Flash sprint.
I had to sprint up escalators that were like, I feel like they were 3 stories high because it took forever to get up these escalators. I mean, I had like a serious workout this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I didn't want to miss my flight, man. I wanted
not
to get
much
home.
sleep. Yeah,
that's okay. That's just part of the fun.
Yeah, you get to meet a handful of Derp fam that you hadn't met before too, right?
Oh yeah, we did have a meetup the second day, and I got to meet some guys that I had never met before in the Derp fam that were really cool, and we all hung out by the pool at the pool bar and like
very cool.
Grabbed a little bite to eat and talked about Destiny for a little while. It was fun.
Yeah,
Be a good
very
time.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we both can make it next year, and we can. Hopefully, it's just all around. A lot of the Dirt Fam can make it, and we can maybe have another one of those massive pictures of the Dirt Fam rocking some shirts or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I got to mention, it was pretty awesome. By the end of the convention, they raised a cumulative $4 million for St. Jude.
Yeah, just crazy.
It's awesome. It just grows every year,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's awesome how that goes.
Oh, cool, dude.
But yeah, that was my experience.
That was your reset.
Yeah.
Glad you're
the most
back.
testing I got to play was on Bungie's PvP PCs.
That was like when we went to the D2 reveal, man. We got to play obviously at the reveal, but it was just trying to take everything in, man. I remember we played what's the strike with the turbine or whatever. How many times have we played it now?
Oh yeah, not the Pyramidion, but the
what is the name of that strike? Everybody's saying it right now that's listening. We played that strike, and it was just so hard to focus on it, man, because it was just, there's a lot going on, it's a lot of people around. It doesn't take much to just feel the excitement of an event, even like, GuardianCon and stuff to kind of throw you off a little bit. So.
Oh yeah, definitely playing PvP, like, a bunch of people are watching and stakes are really high. Like somebody's going home without like empty-handed. Like it was a rush. It stoked that competitive fire. Like really made me like sweat and like focus hard on what was going on. Like optimizing my loadout, thinking about the best way to do it. All that stuff.
Yeah, I forget. I saw somebody post that the console they jumped on was Bumper Jumper. And something, I forget, maybe something about sensitivity, but they were like, they accidentally popped their super by pressing X several times. And I'm like, that's so funny, dude. Because I did that the first weekend when I was a long time ago when I switched over to Bumper Jumper, but I was just cracking up because it's like, yep, that's exactly what you'll do. That's got to get in there and change those settings.
Yeah, they like reset each station every time after a match. But it was, I think they were on PC, but it was PlayStation controllers. So that was like tough because I'm not used to playing on a PlayStation controller, but I like kind of got back into the swing of it. It didn't take too long. But you had to go in and like adjust your sensitivity, and you could even mess with your FOV slider and all that stuff and try to make it as close to comfortable as possible,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that'll definitely throw you off quick.
But it was like a lot of the guys that play PC and all do just M&K now were like, oh my gosh, like really struggling.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm
to
sure.
play with that and like having to go and turn off Rumble and stuff so they could adjust. So I know that was hard. I probably had it easier than all of them did.
I forget how long I've even had. I forget that I have Rumble turned off. It's been so long.
Yeah, man, it goes one way or the other. I can't. A lot of people say they can't play with it. I can't play without it. I feel like disconnected from what's going on if Rumble's off.
I'm good with it in PvE. Obviously, it's and that's the whole point. Is PvP. Yep, I shut it off. I do miss it though, and I'm just kind of going about the world and shooting things. But I'm totally fine. You do have that aspect for a while where you feel like you're not. It's weird. It's such a simple thing, Rumble in your controller, but like your immersion is a little more distant because your controller's not rumbling, which is kind of what you're saying, I think. But after playing in PvP so long, I don't even notice it in the Crucible. But I do miss it. I do miss it in any sort of like PvE setting or even another game or something. I love to have it on.
Yeah, just like that feedback. Like it's it's another sense.
Right.
Of information that the game's giving you about what's going on, I feel.
Definitely.
So I'm always like, if how like when your controller is about to die, and the Rumble stops working, and you're like, wait, what's happening?
Hold on a second, what? That's a good point.
My game broken?
Well, cool, man.
Well,
thanks for sharing your experience with us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There we have it.
There we have it. GuardianCon 2019. Looking forward to Gaming Community Expo 2020.
Here's the next year.
That's right. All right, man. Well, how about some Dirt Fam discourse?
Yeah, dude, we actually got kind of a unique one this week. One of our team members had messaged us, kind of stepped away from the game a little bit, not fully, but more so than usual, I think. And it's from BitDead. He's actually our Discord mod team member. Been around for a long time. He's got a general question here. I think maybe it'll help a lot of listeners, especially coming in and out of the game over the last few seasons. But anyways, he asks, my question is, what advice can you give me to help me level up? What to do and what order to do them in? I know about the quest to get me to 690, but beyond that, I don't know. I also don't have time to raid and only get around 3 to 4 hours a week if I'm lucky. So this is a good question. I think we get these every now and then. People just coming in and out of the game. You know, Season of the Drifter, we've talked about that. You know, many Guardians kind of took a little break, I think, on that season because they weren't filling Gambit. Now they're back with Opulence because there's a lot going on this season. And,
right.
You know, anyways, I mean, what do you think, Cyborg? I know, you know, obviously the Chalice might be, you know, that's a good point to start, I think.
Yeah, that's, so do the quest, because the quest from our site, I think it is, that's going to get you into your first menagerie. Menagerie is kind of the big focus this season. If you're not going to go in and raid, that's the best way, besides like the normal sources, to go in and get gear. And the cool thing about Menagerie is that you're able to kind of, you know, as you level up, you're going to be able to pick what your powerful drops are, you know, by putting runes in. And that helped me a ton in trying to level up, you know, my guys, to get them to max power, to kind of see, okay, I'm really low on this chest piece. Let me now go and get a chest piece as my powerful reward from a menagerie run. So that's really advantageous. Biggest thing to know, like, pro tip, since you haven't done anything though, is when you're upgrading your chalice, which you may not know what that means yet, but you'll know when you get to it. The first thing you want to buy is power and efficiency 1, because that is going to give you an extra powerful reward. And then I think that allows you to unlock the chests on the barge on Nessus, which will give you more of the currency that you're going to need. The Imperials, you need to get, you know, more unlocks on your chalice. Right. So go for that first, and then start unlocking runes and doing things like that. And you can kind of pick, just kind of read through, and you can pick what you need to get you where you want to go.
Yeah, it's nice, like the Black Armory, like you said, you can choose, if you're really low on a certain thing, you can choose what you want the loot to be. What website was that you said, where you can do the...
chalice.recipes.
There you go. Yeah,
type that in your browser, and you can,
yep,
based on what you have unlocked, you can put in the different runes, and it'll tell you what you're going to get. Right.
Yep. I did that very specifically for one thing that I needed. But yeah, you can helmet, chest piece, specific weapon. I think it was when Reset I did, I knew I needed armor, but I also wanted to farm a weapon. So I did the armor first to get the powerful, and then farmed the weapon after that, because you get, you know, 1 or 2 powerful rewards depending on, like you said, depending on what you've unlocked on your chalice. But yeah, definitely the chalice. And then is it, I think, your main milestones, right? Challenges, whatever they're called. What used to be on your little side blade. Those are super powerful still, right? As well. Those are more than a point or 2, aren't they? Like your flashpoint and such.
Oh yeah, like I found flashpoint gives you a really big boost this season. Doing some of those major ones.
It's Dreaming City that's dropped to like 1 or 2 now, right? Because that obviously used to be the big ones.
I think it has to do with as you get higher. So like I don't remember what the cutoff is, but
That's
when
right.
you pass a certain power level, they start to decrease in the amount of gain it's going to give you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, if you're just coming in at 690, a lot of that stuff is going to give you some pretty big boosts. So yeah, go in and do your normal like milestones and challenges and stuff that you can knock out, like, dailies. Go and do some dailies, and then go, once you've like kind of gotten to where, okay, this is what I can do this week, then go into the menagerie again and pick out, what powerful rewards you need that will help you, whether it's a weapon or a chess piece or whatever. And then, next reset, kind of do the same thing. And that'll help you move up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say a bit that I don't raid a lot. I'd like to, but I don't in the time frames that I play and the amount of time that I play. And I this is what I've done. How many weeks are we in now? How many weeks has it been? It dropped June.
Like what? 4 weeks or something?
Yeah, four or 5 weeks. I just hit 750 last week, which is actually pretty quick compared to last season and the season before that. And I mean, I'm running my Flashpoint solo stuff, Menagerie, getting those couple powerful. Those Menagerie bounties are huge too. Do those, go open you'll have 4 each reset, go open the chest, like we mentioned, and then you'll get another one. Is that Benedict that's in the tower? You get another powerful for doing all 4 of those bounties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
those are big too. Now those can be a little grindy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the time to do those, which some of them you can do, while you're doing other stuff like Crucible bounties or Vanguard bounties, stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. There you go. It can be done. Have some fun. Lot to do.
Yeah. There's some beginner stuff. There's more stuff, but DM me or something if you want like some more guidance. I'll be happy to help.
Yeah, the recipes are huge. There's a lot, like Cyborg said, you'll understand any of you, as you unlock that chalice. But don't be intimidated. Just jump in there. I remember watching a video when the season first launched on the chalice, and I'm like, what is even happening right now? But it's like anything else. As soon as you jump in and get your hands on it yourself, you figure it out.
Yeah, over time, you're going to kind of get the swing of it. And it starts out complicated, but it gets simpler.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Well, hopefully that helps out BitDead and anyone else listening. Now is an excellent time to jump back in for sure. There's plenty to do.
This is a fun season. A lot of people are jumping back in and having a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I keep having things on my to-do list. Hitting the power max is usually the first thing, and then I start on the Pinnacle Quest and the other stuff. And like I said earlier in the show, it's just the quests keep dropping, and I'm like, man, like there's something like, okay, never mind. I'm not going to do this tonight. I'm going to go do this thing. And it's a good problem to have. It's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally fine. But very cool.
Well, if you're listening and you'd like to participate in DerfFam Discourse, all you got to do is send us an email, destinyresetpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us your emails, or you can send us a SpeakPipe, speakpipe.com/destinyreset. We'd love to hear from you. Send us your questions. If you got something you want us to talk about, send us a topic, or even give us a feedback on what our opinions are. We'd love to hear your opinions.
Always welcome.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Well, hey, do we have any patrons to shout out this week?
We do, yeah. We got a new patron today, actually. Thank you so much, nice. Guardian. Shout out to Pensive Toad. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We always appreciate the patrons very much.
Yeah.
Cyborg, how do you become a patron? DerfFam patron.
Yes. If you don't know what a patron is, go to patreon.com/destinyreset. And for as little as $1 a month, you can support the production budget of our show, and you'll get a few perks. You'll get a shout out on the show like you hear now. You'll get your gamer tag posted on our website, and you'll get an invitation to our Discord channel just for DerfFam patrons and supporters. And that's the place where you get to tell me that my opinion on PvP is terrible, or that you like when we talk about breakfast foods or whatever.
Whatevs.
You get to ask all your show questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually get answers. I won't dodge you. I can't dodge you in the Patreon channel.
It can't happen. There's just there's no way for him to do it.
No, he will not allow me to do so. All right, man. Well, fun show this week. Glad we could knock this out.
Yes, I'm glad. Yes, it worked out. You got back on Sunday. Bungie Day is today, and we were able to get the show out tonight. I know you're tired. Hopefully, maybe you can fit in a little bit of Destiny before you.
No matter what, I'm here for Destiny Reset.
Yes, the show, man.
The show must go on. Hey, where can people find you on the internet, Arrow?
You can find me on Twitter and YouTube at AER0KNIGHT with a 0. What about you, man?
Awesome. You can find me at CyborgSasquatch on Twitter. And finally, you can find us at Destiny Reset on Twitter or on the web, DestinyResetPodcast.com. That's your source for all things DRP, including links to subscribe on your favorite podcast app of choice. Hit us up.
Yes. Please do it.
If you're listening, we thank you for 300 reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
That just makes us feel great.
It does, yeah. And we also see those new followers on Podbean and Spotify. Thank you, Guardians, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of new follows and stuff on Spotify. It's a pretty cool platform, and that's where we're hosted now. And they've got their own app that you can use to subscribe as well if you like using that app. You know, it's a little less device specific.
Right. Yeah, Podbean's nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, man.
Cool, dude. I'm glad you're back, buddy.
Glad to be home.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's always nice to get back to your own bed.
Definitely.
Yeah, both of us get another busy week coming up next week. I'm on vacation and you got some house stuff going on, but we're going to try and coordinate the show as always.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it going this summer. It's a crazy summer, but we're going to be here holding it down because, man, it's an exciting time to be playing Destiny.
It's always exciting, it seems. I mean, it's midsummer and there's still plenty going on and plenty to talk about. It's just year-round at this point. Well, cool, dude. All right. Well, until next reset, have fun playing Destiny 2, and take care, Guardians.